Hello, my name is Alexis Adams, and I'm the Senior Research Consultant for College Creations. Today, I'm going to start by asking two questions. Have you ever wondered what experiencing another culture is like, or how to interact with the people of that culture? Most U.S. businesses are beginning to expand into the foreign marketplace, but do not have knowledge or experience on how to interact with those of the European culture. This information over France's culture will help our company prepare for participation in the global marketplace. I have researched and analyzed credible information from World Trade Press, ProQuest, and Bindus University Business School, and I have found that these are the important cultural dimensions that can help understand what to expect when dealing with those in France. First are French social customs, organizations of French economic institutions, French political patterns, French religious beliefs, and French values in the workplace. When people informally greet in the French culture, women usually greet with a labise, which is two cheeks pressed against one another, making a fake kissing noise. Men usually greet with a light handshake, and on certain occasions, a labise is appropriate. To formally greet in the French culture, men and women both use a light grip, quick handshake, and this is not always followed in large business groups. It is also important to use proper titles such as Madame, Mademoiselle, or Monsieur to show respect and formality. Another important social custom are gestures. They do not like to be informal or inappropriate with personal manners and customs. It is important not to do things such as blow your nose, pick your teeth, or brush your hair in public settings. The French do not like to be seen as casual, but proper and attentive. They believe it is rude to do things such as chew gum or put your hands in your pockets because it is a distraction. Now we need to understand the organization of French economic institutions. It is important to know how they decide to conduct business meetings. They take it seriously and through multiple steps. They like to build social trust first to establish a loyal partnership and conduct social meetings before actually conducting the business. The French do not schedule meetings of people not on the same level as them. They also do not like emails or long calls, but they prefer face-to-face meetings. The French also have a more relaxed sense of time and do not like to be under time pressures. They do not discuss work after business hours. They often run late to meetings, cancel meetings, or have meetings run over the time. Fashion is also very important to the French culture, and so it is important to always dress appropriately and in modern styles. Another important part is the decision-making process. Managers are treated with respect and are allowed to be in charge of making the decisions from the lower level people. Managers also want to be respected by their counterpart on the other end of the business deal by being on the same education and professional level. Business is often seen as sophisticated and logical in the French culture. When the French decide something, they want to make sure the contract is highly detail-oriented and precise. They do not like to make decisions until something is logically and factually shown. Having knowledge on French political patterns can also help our company succeed. The French culture uses gender equality and class level to first decide who should manifest political power. This is usually people from higher class educated groups. The president is directly elected, and they also appoint the prime minister. There have many different roles at different levels, and most are indirectly or directly elected and appointed. Like any country, the political patterns of France have a certain way that the politics are structured. People in lower classes are dominated by people of the upper classes, and power is highly centralized. France also has executive and legislative branches that have power at the highest level and is not spread amongst the lower levels of government. France has a parliamentary democracy and a republic democracy with executive power from the president of the republic, while also having a government side which consists of prime ministers and ministers. The fourth cultural dimension that is important to know is the French religions and beliefs. There are many religions in the French culture, but the number one is Roman Catholicism, with Islam being the second, and many other small religions such as Buddhism or Judaism making up the other small percentages. Many in France are also starting to claim no religious affiliation at all. There are many different views on how the religion affects their daily lives in France. Many people still celebrate a few holidays a year and baptize their children, but the daily worship is decreasing in France. Depending on your religion depends on how their daily life is affected. Church and state are completely separated, and religious symbols are not allowed in public spaces, which makes some religions feel persecuted for not being able to wear their religious attire in public, although many still do not let religion affect their daily decisions and beliefs. France is supposed to have religious freedom, but also has rules to keep religious harmony. The final cultural dimension important to have knowledge on is the French values in the workplace. France is a feministic culture, which means they value life and purpose, giving women and men social equal rules. Although women in wealthier classes may have more job opportunities, they usually make less than women compared to women in lower classes. In a public sense, women have the same rights, such as gathering in the same place or sharing social workspaces, and also have the same legal rights. Education is a high value in the workplace. Education in France helps achieve certain levels. After free schooling up to the age of 15, some people may test for higher education, trade school, or professional school. Higher education or professional school can help achieve in their success. Many business deals call for people at the same level, and education can also later be can help manifest political power. After reviewing this research, here are the best conclusions and recommendations that can help our company in the foreign market. In French social customs, French take greetings seriously and formally. Greetings depend on the social interaction and how close someone is with one another. They always have proper gestures and make sure not to be rude. So make sure to always show respect and formality when greeting with handshakes and proper titles. Once acquainted, a lobbyist may be appropriate, but be aware of the situation. And make sure to not be inappropriate with personal habits such as blowing your nose. French have certain steps to conducting meetings and decision-making process. They do not like time pressure, and they like to have a trustworthy partner. Make sure to act formal when contacting by making a quick phone call to set up a face-to-face meeting. Have facts and knowledge for decision-making because they look for logic. Understand and do not be upset if meetings are canceled or times go over. The French political power is manifested by higher class people in their indirect and direct elections. The French have executive and legislative branches having the power. Make sure to not assume anyone can have political power in France when you are talking in social situations. And also to make sure to not assume that the political structure is the exact same just because some things are the same as the United States. Roman Catholicism is the #1 religion in America, with Islam being the second and other religions also in there. Few French worship daily, but they do conduct certain religious customs. Also, some believe that they are persecuted in their daily lives because of the separation of church and state. Make sure to not bring up church or religion in social situations, and do not wear religious symbols because it is against the law. When in the workplace, French culture allows women mostly equal rights as men. The French education is also a good opportunity for people to achieve certain roles. Do not assume women are in lower positions just because they are women. Understand your personal position in the hierarchy of the company because the French conduct with people only on their level. Make sure to give insight into your education and background so the French understand that you are deserving of the position and are well educated. Thank you for listening, and I hope you take this information so we can achieve our success in the foreign global marketplace.